as I had no management experience, I did a senior management program from IIM Ahmedabad. It's a 1 year or very tough program with 13 subjects and gives you sleepless nights by the end of it. If you tell me if I could do it again, never, never. It's a very, and in this entire journey, almost every year I did some certification. So the journey of learning should not stop. Till you are there with the flag in your hand, the journey should not stop. And this is, I feel, is the core reason.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the GB Show. We know CIO plays an important and crucial role in the digital transformation journey of any organization, whereas CISO plays the same important and crucial role to secure or safeguard that digital transformation. What if the same person who is playing CIO and CISO now needs to heads the organization and play important and crucial role of CEO? What changes over there, how the decision making, how the thinking and day in, day out routine changes. So to discuss on this particular topic, I have with me Neehar Pathare. He is MD, CEO, CIO and CISO of 63 SATs. Let's hear him out.
Hey, hi Gaurav.
Hi Neehar, welcome to the GB Show.
Thanks for visiting our studio.
Yes, it's really grand, I must say, and amazing. So the vibes here is quite nice, and I think I'm going to get a lot out of you,
Yes.
right? So to start with, the very first thing for my audience, I will love to tell me as a journey, like when you started your career.
Yes.
So how that decision of becoming a technical enthusiast was done, and how the technology enforced. So maybe something to start your journey with.
Yeah, so this was right when I was in class 4th. Yeah, the journey started there, and I am a Don Bosco boy from Mumbai. I started this journey. Basic was the programming language, which started as in the standard 4th. First time computers came into schools, and we got hooked onto it. After that, my uncle who had visited UK got us our first computer. That was a ZX Spectrum, Sinclair ZX Spectrum Plus, which you connected to a TV monitor, and the programs were loaded via cassette tape recorder. And this would load it on a keyboard which had its own CPU and memory, and then you would do coding or play games. And post that, moving forward, I got hooked onto it. Again in standard 7th, I did a programming course. I liked how the logic worked. And it was completely new because in those days we didn't have any apps, we didn't have YouTube, we don't have anything. We were completely focused on the subject which was taught to us, and this was a completely new dimension that we learned. Moving ahead, I was very keen when the internet opened up. I was studying in Nasik that time, and I was one of the first internet users in Nasik. To that extent that BSNL started the first internet.
Yeah.
They gave me on stage my username password for 100 hours. And those 100 hours that time costed somewhere around 1,000 or 2,000. And my parents had been very supportive during these years. And because of them, we started. Then I set up my first cyber cafe, and doing college and earning some income that time. And the cyber cafe had to dial STD to Mumbai because all the VSNL servers were in Mumbai. So it was Gaia's BM01 servers. And we used to do it, download emails and sell them. And the dialing only used to happen at 10 o'clock because STD rates were cheaper after 10 o'clock. And we used to download, and there was a queue of people wanting to write and send emails. Slowly moved on, got into engineering, came out. During those days, I was very attracted towards networking. Networking became the core subject for me. Of course, I did not hop on to TCP/IP initially. I was studying IPS, XPX, and novel netware was the in thing those time. I became a certified novel engineer, and post that I joined Bosch, and Bosch had no novel, and it was only a Windows NT 4.0, a complete TCP/IP infrastructure. And TCP/IP I knew basically, but if you want to get into core technology, I still remember, I still have the book. If someone wants, it's those IBM Red books on TCP/IP. It's a 1200-page TCP/IP book, and I went through that to understand the actual essence on how actually data packets flow, what happens in the entire architecture. And with that became Microsoft Exchange core administrator. This was right in the year 2001. Yeah, and almost 25, 26 years back. With this learning, Bosch gave me a very good platform to learn communications, networks. I did CCNA, got into security. Security became a very core subject to me. In the year 1998, yeah, I was sort of hacked.
Okay.
Yeah, and I say it hacked because that's when I met my wife, and we met on the internet. We were
Okay,
probably the
that
first.
sort of hacked.
Yeah, that
Okay.
sort of hacked. I said I need to secure other people, so let's get
enough.
into security. So that's our. So both of us were on the internet.
Which platform?
That
Yahoo
was
Chats?
no, that Yahoo came in later. This was MIRC and ICQ.
Oh, okay.
Is what initially.
The Tinder of those times.
Yeah, you had channels, Mumbai channel, Kolkata channel, and we met there. We got married 2001. She's a IT professional herself, so it's all IT at home. And then the journey began. Bosch, I spent 8.5, 9 years. Been to Brazil, been to Germany, spent a lot of time with large network, large data centers. I was very good in setting up data centers, securing them. And then was the time when I had a call from the erstwhile 63 Moons Financial Technologies. They were growing at a very large scale, and they wanted someone like me to be there to put in policies and process the German style. Yeah, so that's when I came here 16 years back, and I still cannot believe it, Gaurav, that it's been 16 years that I've been here, and it's a very, very fast company compared to a company like Bosch.
I must say you're the best example. You know, when people talk about these days, hope on the jobs, and you know, every 2 years, 3 years, and 5 years the upper limit. But with 16 years, you have first of all, congratulations for taking up the new role of CEO at 63 SATs, and you have done a career graph which is successful when you become CIO and then CEO, right? So I think that loyalty talks about it, and your hard work as well. So if I say from technology learning to becoming CIO, so what has worked well for you, and as a CIO, what kind of learnings you had which you like to share with my audience, that what was your day in, day out, and what other
So I'll tell you the transition where it happens. Yeah, now IT is always seen as a cost center. Yeah, in any company, we got an opportunity to make it a profit center. All the services that you had, yeah, this should internally be charged off. This is does not happen in most of the companies in India, but globally it is a profit and a cost center. So even when a mouse is selected, the user department gets charged for it. So you have a menu card, and you give your services, these are the rates, they're competitive with the market rates so that they don't go to the market, it's an internal department, but then you start seeing value. Then you start looking at it as a business. And when you start looking into it as business, I could see that flavor of getting into managing the cost coming in. As I had no management experience, I did a senior management program from IIM Ahmedabad. It's a 1-year-old, very tough program with 13 subjects, and gives you sleepless nights by the end of it. If you tell me if I could do it again, never, never. It's a very and in this entire journey, almost every year I did some certification. So the journey of learning should not stop. Till you are there with the flag in your hand, the journey should not stop. And this is, I feel, is the core reason. And of course, this company, 16 years, right? This is our founder and mentor, Mr. Jignesh Shah. has given such a incredible environment. The best and latest of technologies, the security protocol assessment is what we do here. So I don't feel there is any other company which comes close to 63 Moons when it comes to offering for an employee. And you come here, so most of the job recruiters, they look for people from 63 Moons, yeah, because they get completely trained. And we retain them because most of my team members are also very long. Attrition is low in the older generation because they have seen the growth, they've seen what technology we touch, and every time there is something new coming, we start. So that's how we started 63 SATs.
Okay. So before even I come to 63 SATs, I will like to know more about your journey in 63 Moon as CIO. What all things you have accomplished, and maybe some art of the technology which you are talking about. Give me some case studies and those.
So I told you, we always were given an open hand to make everything efficient. So when I came in, I started with the first call center. Yeah, the IT complete structure was made, policies, procedures. We laid down call center efficiency. People could get better service than anywhere else outside. Those days, I still remember we had walkie-talkies with engineers with a headphone mic. This was, I'm telling you, around 12 years back. And because there were different floors and different locations we were set around this area, a call was broadcasted that any engineer at so-and-so floor will go to this user. So the service time we decreased. So this was very unique ideas that we came in. In 2008 when I joined, 2009 we were one of the early adopters of virtualization. We virtualized on a very entry-level NetApp box around 75 servers. This was such a big story. It saved us 4 rack spaces in those days. And we were nominated by the NetApp Go Green Awards in California as the finalist for this.
Okay.
Yeah, so every time, so we used the best in networking technology that time. That time it was Nortel. Yeah, of course it went for bankruptcy, so we had to change over. That's the reason we shifted. Our telephony was also Nortel. We moved into Cisco. And after later time, as the Nortel switches died out of their AMCs and patches, yeah, they were still working. And then we moved on to Cisco Unified Infrastructure.
Okay.
So the journey and the security, we have the best of products that we utilize here. We use AI for automotive response on any of our incident management. So we have a small IT development team which was given to me right at that time. We developed a lot of tools for the IT department, yeah, for Active Directory monitoring, Active Directory user group monitoring, used GPO completely, very hardcore Microsoft shop VR. The directory exploitation, ADFS, now it's on the cloud now, but we actually exploited. And I pursued telling my team members that we have to certify, you have to learn. If there's no learning, in two years we would have to churn the people. So most of my team members are on a continuous learning mode also. Because this is a field that if you are not hands-on, it's gone. Still, in the new role that I am, I still do visit the data center when they install a new router or a switch and see what the new feature, what's the new GUI, what are the new features. And to that extent that whenever you have firmware upgrade for any of us hardware, yeah, I asked what are the new features which comes with this firmware and how do you correlate that to the services that we provide.
Okay.
Yeah, so in that depth, then things fall into place.
Amazing. Okay, that's quite amazing. Like your the precision or the work which you have been doing, and you have gone to the details. But as a CIO, how much importance you were giving to the security? Because I think that I have always seen, CISOs are saying that CIOs wants to have the technology first and security second. And because most of the thought process which CIO run is the business or the user experience. But when it's security comes, that sometimes feel like as a hindrance. But what was your take when you were not in the current role but CIO role?
Yes, so actually the CIO role itself was a CISO role. Yeah, I played both the roles.
Okay.
Yeah, because the entire ownership, yeah, was with one person. It is not, we didn't have a conflict between a CIO. Of course, we have a CTO who manages the entire technology. But from the CIO and CISO, it was one combined role. And because the ownership is there, you go to the finest of nitty-gritties. Yeah, it's all sleepless nights and efforts. And I used to tell my colleagues at work, and that dreaded phone call in the middle of the night that you have been attacked or hacked is something that the CISO, CIO can't afford to lose, and that keeps you on the toes. And you keep fine-tuning, because what happens in such an environment, it's dynamic. We were running 8 exchanges globally, yeah, a huge NOC and a SOC that we have, and the entire team is coordinating between all of them. One Active Directory structure, one storage, one data center, 168 rack data center. Managing all requires process, process, and process. So
Okay.
this is, I felt, play both the roles as one. You look at it when it a security incident, you look at it unbiased. Yeah, many a times it could be, most of the time it could be a people issue. Technology issues are happening, but it is if you don't patch on time, yeah, then it's your problem. Cisco or any of your service provider would release a patch. You have to. Many of the industry colleagues that I have met, many do not even change the operating systems. Yeah, forget the patches, operating system. They find it's an overload, manpower is less, and when some of the patches come in, the actual product development sometimes stops. So you need to be able to fast deploy. So to do that, we had our SCCM server from Microsoft, which is beautiful. You have a clone of a hard disk of a special environment with developer tools. In case something goes wrong, because the entire data resides on a server, you can overnight just copy the clone. The next day has a new machine, and all these shortcuts copied back and data access. So this is these tools which make your life easier.
Awesome. So, which role sometimes you feel like are they ever conflicting or anything which you feel on the heavy side? Ki nahi, CIO, CISO, CIO, CISO.
So CIO role is basically an overview of the entire the business that comes in. The CISO role you play mainly with compliance that you have, mainly with your team members and safeguarding the entire organization, the group. On the CIO, you align your business goals to what it is. So it's you wear 2 hats. You go to a meeting, you see what is the discussion which is happening for that meeting, and then you wear those hat.
Okay. So now taking the roles further ahead, and then now you are a CEO. So first, I will like to know that how the journey of becoming CEO started. So what came in mind? Whose idea it was that okay, we will form something different, and that to an organization which will go into the cybersecurity space, and then you are going to manage that and going to become the CEO of the same. So maybe when the conversation start, how you were onboarded, or maybe some more details on that.
Oh, so this is, of course, the vision of our founder, mentor, and teacher, Mr. Shah, and he is a visionary. And during that time, during COVID, I had moved to Canada, in Montreal, and had almost had a close stint out there. Almost joined Bell there, and one fine day I received a call from his office that he wants to speak, and we spoke. He said that he wanted to start a new venture and he wanted me here, back here. So I flew back. We had long discussions. We envisaged the ideas over a few sessions, and he gave the complete vision that this is the new technology that we are. Post-COVID, the number of attacks, cybersecurity attacks, have increased. And for the last 25 years that we are into this space, 2 products, if you segmentize, one is Odin. That's our flagship product,
Okay.
which has 2 million licenses against Reuters, which has maybe 3.5 lakh licenses, and Bloomberg, 3,25,000 licenses. Here you're talking about 20 lakh client terminals for our users. We still hold 70% of the market share in India for last 25 years. None of these terminals have ever been cracked, hacked. You will never see a pirated copy of Odin floating anywhere. So this security is in our DNA. This is what he explained. And also the exchanges, the MCX exchange, multi-commodity, which went on to be the largest exchange globally. India's first energy exchange, Dubai Gold Exchange, commodity gold, Singapore Mercantile Exchange, and many more. all these exchanges were facing millions of attacks from states just to get the country's economy down. You understand when a commodity exchange goes down, it creates a mayhem across your economy. And we could ward off all these attacks. We could see these attacks, we could see them on a knock and sock, but our technology architecture was so unique that we could ward off, and none of these exchanges ever went down, touch wood, in all these years. So this DNA, he said, we have the right knowledge and experience that we could now get it to the Indian companies. Yeah, so we wanted to move this for every citizen, for the companies and critical infrastructure of government and states, is what we thought. And that's when I came and joined back, and that's how the journey started.
Okay, and when I talk about 63 sats, then what are the main core areas where you want to focus?
Okay, so to start with the name, 63 sats. So 63 sats means the satellites of 63 moons would protect our customers globally. Wherever they go, the satellites would be there protecting them.
Okay.
Is the analogy that we thought.
That's really an awesome thought. I think whoever has come up with this idea, that's, I think, brilliant.
Yes, and so we thought that this entire cybersecurity portfolio could be divided into three parts. One, it would be for the common man, the citizens who are facing Zamfara-style attacks, facing social engineering attacks, phishing, scamming, which is happening on the lowest of uneducated person to the highest of politician. Everyone is into this scam. So we would be launching a new product, app for securing your mobile phone completely. It would monitor all your apps, see if there's a rogue app in between. It would check your bandwidth. On a click of a button, you could see your bandwidth utilization, you could see your network utilization. It could be a rogue app that you installed 3 months back, forgot about it, but that's the app which is sending a lot of data. Now, when you see data flowing like this, you could see that this is intentional by the app, if it's a Chinese app, or it could be not so good app, designed app. So there's a lot of leakages happening with the permissions that you give. So that you could monitor on a click of button which app is using how much. So, and it will also save you battery power. Network wise, you will see which app is also using most of my network, CPU. Then we are also putting in a verified dialer. So for verified service providers to contact us, register with us. So whenever they call, we would display that this is a verified dialer. Okay. Because this is like a KYC, unlike the Truecaller or other apps which are there in the market, which I can save your number as the General of India and every time, and you replicate that and it would flash. Yeah, so this would be a verified dialer. We would also like to get in stop call recording, which is rampant right now without permission. With the new DPDP Act coming in, we would like to enforce that on an app where even if you start a speakerphone, the other person would tell you. The phone would tell you that the person has started speaker, he has connected to a car Bluetooth or AirPod. So you could tell in a conversation that can you switch off, it invades the privacy. You don't know how many people are listening. And then with that, there are many more which are rolling out. We are working on Deepfake voice detection, which is an excellent technology that we are getting.
Okay, so what will happen in that?
So what happens in deepfake is the deepfake generators can mimic a voice in less than 4 seconds of audio that they listen. And if you see the history or if you see the current cases and the voice generated, usually it's not long conversations, but maybe your son or daughter crying in the background and with the same amount. And the latest technology what we saw on audio is your wife or your relative, your father giving you a call saying from a new number. So after 3-4 calls, you finally pick up that number. And then he says, बेटा मेरा फ़ोन गुम हो गया, मैं किसी फ़ोन से आपको कॉल कर रहा हूँ, मेरे को घर पे आने के लिए पैसे नहीं है, मेरा वॉलेट भी चोरी हो गया. So because of that, then you immediately transfer 1,000, 2,000. And that's your first deepfake attack which happens.
And how your technology stops this?
Oh, this technology is patented. We have our international tabs, and this comes from Israel, where this is very clear. We send them a lot of voice modulation from Indian accents, Indian voices, voice talking on a railway station, in a concert, at a signal, crowded place, and they could learn it. And what they simply do is they see that the human voice goes in a sinusoidal wave, while a deepfake is mostly a digit, ones and zeros, and they immediately pick it up. And with that, their consistency is almost 98, 99%.
Okay.
So this is not it. This is just for the citizens. But when we
Yeah.
move for the advanced technology for law enforcement agencies, if the server of deepfake recognition or their technology is installed, let's say, I'll give you an example. You walk into a police station with a recording of some threat. Yeah, you say, sir, someone has given me a threat. The cops will hear it. Yeah, but they don't have a database of voices.
Yeah.
All that the law enforcement has is a database of photographs, correct? With our server installed there, they could run the voice there. It is patented technology which states that every human voice which is modulated depends on the structure of your face and your BMI.
Ah.
Yeah. So, with the structure of your face, the software draws a caricature, scans the database, and tells you top 5 or top 10 people or criminals whose voice match.
Just with the voice.
Just with the voice.
Oh my God.
Just with the voice. It's amazing. And you see how it works.
I love to see that technology. So this is something you are saying not with the app, but the advanced version. And the other things which you have mentioned, like the dialers or
It is part
app
of the app.
things, and everything is app is currently available.
No, it's in development.
It's
launching
coming soon.
Coming
Okay,
soon.
awesome.
Coming soon. We are all waiting for that. From the app, this was for the common citizen that we are rolling out. We are also rolling out 1800 helpline. That's our commitment to the society. A helpline which will handhold you in case you have a cyber attack, cyber crime, the common citizen, and slowly we'll roll it into linguistic, different language models, so that our aim is to be the guiding force for any cybersecurity attack. People do dial that 1930 helpline, but it works only in the business hours, and it's a little crude. The way you register a complaint, the website, we wanted to be the holding hand between them and the website. Tell your elderly citizens, especially, that how we could help them do this. If they're calling from, let's say, some place in Jharkhand, we would then check online which is the closest police station for cyber, which is the cyber officer there. Give the details to him that kindly contact this person. So this is our duty towards the nation that we are launching soon. With the app, we would be launching this helpline also.
Okay, that's a great initiative. Okay.
Yeah, and that's for the citizen part. Then we have for the small and business, medium enterprises and the large enterprises. We have a division now called as Cybersecurity Force. We call it the CSF. Yeah, here the products are out of the box. We are introducing 3 packages where you have your XDR, EDR, and also your anti-ransomware assurance. Yeah, the need of the hour now, because large enterprises, mostly because of firewall, infrastructure, having a CISO, good team, are fairly protected for smaller attacks. But now the focus of the smaller attacks is going to medium enterprises and small scale. At this level, at small scale, they have just 5 computers, 20 computers, 50 computers. Yeah, the attacks are rampant. First they do is capture, copy all your data, and then encrypt. And then they ask you for a ransom. Now the small enterprises, when they see that email, please contact on this email and please be ready to transfer Bitcoin. They have not heard about Bitcoin. They don't know where do I get the Bitcoin, how much is he asking about. Usually this ransom starts from 5 CR to 7 CR because this is a dollar rate. And slowly it comes down to 50 lakhs is the last that I have heard about. For them, what we do dark web monitoring as a service, deep web monitoring as a service. When you register for that service, the domain of yours is monitored in the dark web. If the moment we hear any chatter on the dark web, usually before an attack happens, there is 24 hours before, there's a lot of chatter which happens between groups when the focused attack happens. And we can see that. There are many companies that we call out when we see this, saying that this is going to happen tomorrow with you. Or if you subscribe for the service, then it completely checks your online security posture. One username, password of your company is leaked, it catches and tells you back that this username and password, please immediately do it. So first time when you scan it and give a report to a customer, enterprise, you'll be shocked of how much is the exposure of their user ID passwords. Usually people say that our user ID passwords are unique, we have two-factor authentication, we do not have much happening, but it's always the user. It's a human problem. What people do is they use the official account, let's say Neehar Pathare at 63moons.com, to register also on Big Basket or Zomato. They will not use their Gmail account. Because they're working there, the OTP comes on their email. It's very convenient for them to check, and many people don't have internet in office. So it comes there. So when Zomato, Big Basket, or any large company like this gets hacked, your user ID of the company is sold out in the dark web. With this, what happens is immediately they see this, it's an official account, they try and breach it, they try and check it. For them, we also have a service called red teaming for enterprises, where we become ethical hackers, take consent from the people. We tell them we will do intrusive, non-intrusive scan. We deploy people in the organization also, which can come and as a cleaner or a housekeeping person and check your security posture, how many passwords are there on your keyboards in the night. And so it's a complete big exercise which takes 3 to 4 months, but actually tells you where you stand. And from a CISO point of view, if you look at it, people are a little wary, but if you have an open side that you really want to do it, it's a very good exercise that most of the organizations should do. And most of the time we have, till now, in our history, we have 100% success in breaching most of the companies that we did.
Fair enough. And why the thought like starting of your own firm comes in when there are lot many organizations doing this stuff, and you're using some of the services where you feel there was a gap and you want to come in picture?
Yes. So when we studied this market, the market is huge. It's a 1 lakh crore market in the next 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, cybersecurity market in India. And we saw that there are more than 850 cybersecurity companies in India. What makes us different? What makes us unique? One is our legacy of protecting ourselves the best way possible, our experience. And when we see attacks happening and the reasons are so bad, usually what happens is people consult. Yeah, so there are some companies which will consult. There are some companies, vendors or SIs which will come and deliver a product, a firewall or a proxy or a WAF solution. But there are very few partners that the country does not have is the ownership. When we onboard a customer, we feel that it's part of a group. We look at it like it's part of our company. The same thought process goes into it. We ensure that these devices talk to each other. Yeah, and if you see the SOC in the background, this is the services that we are providing.
Okay.
A deep dive. We used to use this for the last 15, 18 years for our exchanges, and we have mastered it. Yeah, and we have fine-tuned. So our USP is talking, making the devices understand. We see which devices goes with which API, what could happen. Can they exchange? We had something very common, like a single sign-on, Active Directory. Yeah, 16 years back is the first rollout, Active Directory. Many companies, customers we see, they still are workstations. They don't have a single network. They don't have a domain controller. They will have 5 apps and 5 username passwords. It becomes very easy for attacks. And this is the space that we see our uniqueness.
So in the nutshell, you want to say that you have amazing best practices. You want to extend it further to the other organizations.
One is the best practices and one is the IP that we have developed in security.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, and also Neehar, I think I heard that you are doing some amazing work for the government and critical infrastructure as well. So I think that is the third leg of your services.
Yes,
Tell me more about that then.
Oh, this is an amazing service, and this comes with our connects with Israel, with the Israeli government. Our chairman of our advisory body is Mr. Yigal Una. He is the ex-general of the Israel INCD, the Israel National Cybercrime Directorate. This is a body as powerful as Mossad in the cyber world. Okay. He was reporting to the Prime Minister Netanyahu. He comes with excellent exposure. So this is how we work with him. and we have developed a concept here called as the Cyber Dome, which would protect critical infrastructures. We started with government, states, cities, municipal, any body which is critical, your power grid would be critical. This technology is not one product as such, it's a concept in which for that industry, what are military grade solutions available which are not usually available in the enterprise is what we get. Now our new thought is we are also providing this cyber dome for companies. You want that level of protection, you're ready to actually have the maximum protection. We could have the same concept for companies individually to make this the entire journey of the nation being secured. Like Israel is having their own Iron Dome for any missile physical attacks. We want a cyber dome here for any attacks which come in.
Okay, and how the name of Cyber Dome? What was the idea?
So this Cyber Dome is like we looked at Iron Dome of Israel, which connects different missiles, physical missiles which attack, and the reply goes, we thought in the cyber world, let's have the Cyber Dome.
The same dome.
Same dome
Okay,
that we...
fair enough. So, Neehar, from CIO, CISO to CEO, right? So, how your day-to-day routine changed? How your thinking changed? Like, because in the morning when you are coming up, you are talking about technology and security, and now you need to think about business, right? So, what has changed?
Oh, a lot of things have changed. First is the working hours has changed.
Okay.
I'm an early riser. I get up at 4:30
Okay.
many years now.
Okay.
Do a lot of research work, and then around 6:30 I hit tennis. In the rains I go for swimming, and after tennis I used to be one of the first guys in the earlier role to be here at around 8:30. I was the first employee to be in office, because being in the security role that time, before the exchanges started or any user came in case there's a downtime, you look at it if something is not working right, and that's something which worked from the Bosch days. And evenings was back home after doing days of work. But now the pressure is immense. The vision is immense. We are touching upon 3 large sectors. The recruitments are immense. I conducted close to around 500 interviews last year alone to get the best 60-70 people on board. I do each and every interview right from the top to the bottom to understand the person, the passion that the person. This company works on passion. We need passionate people who would really take us in this force. Then we thought about not only as a CEO, but we are the first company in India, a cybersecurity company, which has rolled out a franchising model. Because of our vision, we cannot expand in every district that we want to be within the next 3 to 5 years. It will take a lot number of people, lot number of offices. Still, it will be very difficult for me to address Odisha or Guwahati. So what we did is the franchisee program that we have launched. Any entrepreneur in those areas who has good entrepreneurial skills and want to get into this digital economy. He could be someone from the physical economy doing his trading, any type of work, but wants the new generation of his family or partners getting into the cybersecurity business. We give them an opportunity. We onboard them as franchisee. They do only the sales. We do the deployment. So the ownership, deployment still stays with us. At the same time, the reach is fastest. So you can understand we have onboarded a few of the franchises now. And this is once you take it from Odisha or Pune or Bombay, it's a national franchise. You could sell wherever your contacts are at a very good
That's
margin.
quite a unique proposition. I think I have not seen anyone in India doing this.
No one is doing this.
Okay.
So we do road shows in a lot of cities for that.
Okay, fair enough. So 3 things quickly, which you think CIO was doing, but CEO will do it differently, or maybe 3 priorities as CIO or 3 priorities as CEO.
So one immediately, see that these 3 roles, Gaurav, to be frank, are all mixed in the head. Unless I watch a video of myself, I would not say that this has come from which of the role. This is 3 learnings that you, 3 roles gives you and makes you into a person that takes a decision based on your experience. For a CIO, it's aligning business. For a CISO, it is about managing compliance, security. For a CEO, his focus is business expansion, and these are the two people who make it happen for him. IT is a biggest enabler. Without IT, nothing happens. Whatever industry you are, be it cyber or it could be manufacturing. Without IT, you cannot be. Same, I tell people, we are now getting people on board on AI. Yeah. So what happened? IT did to companies. AI is going to do now to IT. Yeah. So we look at it as a biggest enabler. This is going to change. Yeah. So there are a lot of people who are apprehensive. So were they when the computers came in. People have always been apprehensive when the evolution technology comes in.
Okay.
Yeah, and first the graph is very famous, then it goes down negative, and then the steady curve growth happens. And I feel the same would happen with AI. The ChatGPT exploded. Yeah, now people see the bad things about ChatGPT, and then will be a stability. There will be rules around it, and AI would be the next in thing.
Fair enough, Neehar. I think I love talking to you, and it's an amazing insight which I have got. But I have a last segment where I will like you to be direct with my audience. Okay, so let's say the people who are watching, from small or medium enterprises. I think that's a target. Even as a 63 sats, you also have. What makes you different for enterprise segment?
Oh, the USP what we thought also in this region is if you plot a graph of reputation on one axis and financial loss on one axis. You have reputation and financial loss. Yeah, we have a set of questionnaire that you could fill in, and that automatically gives you a score and puts you where you are. So I'll give you an example. For a BFSI company, when you fill out a detailed questionnaire, it will put your company somewhere near the financial loss area. But for a school, when you put fill that questionnaire, that would take you to the reputation loss area. Because for a school, reputation is everything. Financial loss would be a few students' school fees or what they have in their funds. For school, reputation is the biggest.
Yeah.
And when you have this type, so this is very unique concept that we have got.
Sounds good and amazing. I think I will love to explore more of your services, and I will ask my audience as well if you want to do that. Get in touch with Neehar. So how they can reach out to you, Neehar?
Oh, you can reach out on LinkedIn to me, and I reply to all the questions.
Awesome. It was nice talking to you. And as my last segment, I have something for you. You have been a great guest.
Oh
and,
my God! This
I
I feel like coffee with Karan giving the
don't,
gift.
no, it's the GB show. It's different. Okay, guys, stay safe. I will see you next Thursday. Till then, take care. Bye bye.
Thanks, Gaurav.